In the dead of night, you wake suddenly, the silence around you replaced by the heavy thud of anxiety pressing down on your chest. The clock reads 3 a.m., a cruel reminder that sleep has evaded you yet again. You toss and turn, trying to shake the gnawing dread that wraps around your mind like a suffocating shroud. The bill collectors, those relentless phantoms, lurk in the shadows of your thoughts, haunting you with memories of unpaid debts and declined payments. You've been there before. A simple trip to the grocery store turns into a gauntlet of embarrassment as you slide your card, only to hear that wretched beep. The cold sweat breaks over your brow as you make a frantic mental calculation. What else can I cut? What will they think of me? The cashier's sympathetic look stabs through your already wounded pride, their eyes reflecting judgment, the silent accusation of failure echoing in the air. This isn't just inconvenience. It's a nightmare that seeps into your reality, wrapping its icy fingers around your dignity. You feel it in the pit of your stomach, the shame that roots you to the ground, rendering you powerless and afraid. You are trapped in a cycle, a hamster wheel of financial despair, the constant worry gnawing at you, dragging you deeper into the abyss. And as you lie there, your mind racing, you can't help but wonder, is anyone else feeling this crushing weight? Is it just you? Or is this silent suffering part of a larger pattern? The truth is, it's not just you. It's a chronic condition plaguing the middle class. By the year 2026, retirement will be a distant dream for millions, a cruel mirage receding into the horizon of financial instability. Picture it, a wave of adults once confident in their future, now crippled with the burden of missed opportunities and dwindling savings. The whispers of hope turning into murmurs of despair as they stare down the approaching deadline of retirement with hollow eyes. And it's not just retirement, it's dignity. You're not just losing your ability to escape the daily grind, you're losing your very identity. Your sense of worth is stripped away, leaving only the raw exposure of vulnerability. You dare not share the truth with your friends or, heaven forbid, your family. The fear of judgment binds your lips like a straitjacket of silence. You grapple with the unsettling reality that your lifestyle, the facade you carefully crafted, is nothing but an illusion. But that's where most people get it wrong. They think they're alone in this struggle. They believe they're the only ones grappling with insomnia, with shame that feels like an anchor tied around their neck. They hold on to the sinking belief that one day, somehow, it will all work out. Friends, this is your wake-up call. The clock is ticking. 2026 is fast approaching, and if you're not prepared, you will find yourself adrift in a sea of regret. Remember those summer evenings when you would dream of leisurely days playing golf, traveling the world, or simply enjoying life without the looming shadow of debt? Those dreams are slowly being buried under a mountain of financial realities that don't allow for such luxuries anymore. The thought alone sends you spiraling back into that familiar pit of despair, where fear, shame, and insomnia converge. There's a gnawing reality here that must be faced. Opportunity doesn't knock twice, and the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to climb your way back to freedom. What's worse, the insidious nature of the trap has snared countless others, leading them down a path paved with lifestyle choices meant to impress, yet fueled by nothing but debt and superficiality. You see it in your neighbors, your friends, the constant cycle of spending to keep up with appearances, only for it to crash down like a house of cards. It might seem like a blessing to maintain a semblance of normalcy, but when you fall asleep every night feeling like a slave to your financial choices, what's left to show for it? Let's get to the crux of it. If you're identifying with these feelings, if you find yourself waking up in the dead of night filled with dread, it's time for a change. It's time to reclaim your dignity from the clutches of this downward spiral. I invite you to subscribe to this channel so that together we can begin the journey of recovery. It's time to dig deep and unearth the financial freedom that you've lost, the freedom that every individual deserves. You are not alone in this struggle, and acknowledging the fear is the first step toward overcoming it. It's time to stop living in silence. You deserve better. The nightmare ends now, and the road to recovery begins here. But what if I told you there's a lighthouse in this storm? A beacon of wisdom illuminating a path toward freedom, more powerful than the chains binding you to debt. Meet Warren Buffett, commonly known as the Oracle of Omaha. For most, he is a billionaire, an investing legend, and a man whose financial success seems light years away from your current financial chaos. However, let's strip away the glitz and glamour. Let's demystify Buffett. View him not as the unreachable tycoon, but as the grandfather saver, a relatable figure displaying patience and simplicity, virtues that have fallen by the wayside in today's chaotic financial landscape. Buffett embodies a defiance against the growling beast of consumerism. He has lived in the same humble home for decades, choosing modesty over extravagance. While many are seduced by the siren's call of credit cards and loans, he walks a different path, the path of frugality. Picture him at his dining table, savoring a simple meal rather than dining lavishly in the latest upscale restaurant. He understands something crucial that most overlook. Debt isn't just a number, it's a prison cell. The average person, consumed with the weight of their financial burdens, rarely considers how this burden shapes their lives. Yet here is Buffett, steadfast in his unrelenting aversion to debt. When so many rush into the arms of credit, trading long-term security for short-term gratification, he stands alone, whispering truths that seem almost radical in a world drowning in payments and promises of shiny possessions. Buffett knows the secret lies not in complexity, but in simplicity. While your life feels like a haphazard juggling act of bills, invitations to keep up appearances, and financial worries creeping like thorny vines around your mind, he teaches a radical, albeit straightforward principle: to live within your means. One might think this sounds so basic, yet it is here where most individuals falter. And that's where most people get it wrong. They live as if they're in a never-ending race with their neighbors, cursed by the need to impress, to uphold an image of success that's barely built on foundation. The lure of having nice things ensures the spiral spins tighter, pulling them further into the abyss. The average consumer sees the glossy exterior of someone else's success without considering the crippling debt that might be lurking behind it. The truth is, living beyond one's means is a ticking time bomb, ready to erupt when least expected. But Buffett's mantra, time and time again, revolves around the idea that the highest return on investment isn't in the stock market, but rather in one's own financial integrity. By 2026, the very landscape you're witnessing will change dramatically. Many are basking in a false confidence that comes from maintaining a credit line that feels like a safety net, but is, in reality, a fragile facade. Buffett warns that accumulating debt robs not just your wallet, but also your peace of mind, essentially imprisoning you with chains of your own making. He often says, "You only find out who is swimming naked when the tide goes out." This metaphor rings particular truth in today's world of financial illusion. The tide recedes, exposing the naked truths of inadequate savings, uncontrolled spending, and the insatiable quest for more. More experiences, more things, more validation. When the reality checks arrive, which they undoubtedly will, the wreckage of financial chaos can feel insurmountable. So, what is the escape route Buffett presents? It's a concept that might feel alien among the tumultuous waves of credit card issuances and premium lifestyles. The necessity for patience. It's unsettling, particularly when you're navigating anxiety over balances and bills. Yet patience breeds wealth, both financially and mentally. When you take a step back and realign your values away from consumption and toward financial responsibility, you begin the journey of reclaiming your dignity. Start with the idea of a dignity fund, a savings account designed purely to restore your self-respect, a fund where you can stash away a percentage of your income dedicated to emergencies rather than whims. Buffett advocates for preparing for the unexpected because it's not a matter of if something will go wrong, but when. But there's a catch. This requires a mental pivot, a shift in how you perceive both wealth and worth. And here's where you will need to tap into the essence of simplicity. You might think the promise of frugality is dull, but here's the secret. Living simply opens doors to true freedom. When you strip away the distractions, remove the suffocating obligations of keeping up, you make space for genuine experiences that enrich your life beyond earthly treasures. Remember, each moment spent fretting over bills is a moment stolen from pursuing passions, like creating lasting memories with loved ones or investing time in personal growth. There lies a profound truth in Buffett's wisdom. Financial freedom leads to a more fulfilling life. Don't let your current chaos drown out the sound of this clarion call. The pivotal changes start today, And the more you align with Buffett's philosophy, the brighter your path becomes. While you may feel like a ship lost at sea, Buffett's teachings are the compass you need to guide you toward the shores of your financial freedom. So, as we embark on this transformative journey, hold on to this truth. The simplicity in patience and the wisdom in frugality isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity for your future. You've already acknowledged that the nightmare of financial instability needs to end. Now, let's pave the way to a brighter horizon by adopting the mindset of the grandfather saver. The first step is always the hardest, but together, we will navigate toward the security and dignity you deserve. Block 3. The brutal diagnosis. 10 Waosrao, 20 Haosrao. Let's strip away the illusion and face the cold, hard truth. You're failing. You may not want to admit it, but the math speaks louder than any denial you can conjure. Here's the stark reality. Financial stability and retirement as you knew it are rapidly slipping away. For those of you still in the grasp of consumerism's warm embrace, the concept of wealth is distorting your perception, trapping you in a web of false security, one that feels cozy until it snaps tight around your neck. You believe you're managing your finances, maybe even flourishing. But have you taken a moment to truly assess the situation? The staggering numbers don't lie. More than 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. The math simply doesn't add up. It's a vicious cycle of mounting debt where credit cards become a dangerous sedative for your financial anxieties, lulling you into a false sense of security. Every month, you pay off a bit, only to rack up more. It's the hamster wheel of debt that spins endlessly until you face the bitter truth that each dollar you owe sinks you deeper into a turbulent sea of financial worries. The cruel twist in this plot? It's not just the numbers. It's the inherent fear of social status that fuels this inferno. The need to impress others, to keep up with the facade of success. It's a relentless trap. You see your neighbors, friends, and colleagues parading their latest gadgets, swanky cars, and lavish vacations on social media. And somewhere deep down, you feel that gnawing anxiety stir within you. It whispers insidiously, "What will they think of you?" That pressure, that relentless need to keep up, leads you down a slippery slope you may not even realize you're on until it's too late. And that's where most people get it wrong. They underestimate the grave cost of living beyond their means. The insidious nature of lifestyle creeps in under the radar. You get a raise, and suddenly, those extra dollars are burning a hole in your pocket. You justify that new car, that designer handbag, or that extravagant vacation under the guise of treating yourself. You deserve it, you tell yourself. But in reality, those purchases create chains that bind you to jobs you loathe, environments you can't stand, and a lifestyle that is killing your spirit. Oh, my friend, let me confront you with this reality. No one is coming to save you. When the storm hits, you alone will face the consequences of your financial decisions. Your friends might support you, your family might sympathize, but at the end of the day, you're the captain of your own ship. You must steer wisely. Many are seeking salvation and fulfilling their thirst for progress through complex financial strategies or hoping for some miraculous investment to flip their fortunes. But the truth is far simpler, and also much harsher. Imagine this world in 2026, one where a significant portion of the middle class is forced to grapple with the remnants of their dreams, scraping together whatever coins they can find while longing for simple days where retirement felt tangible. We are talking about a complete collapse, friends. The inevitable outcome of excess living, spending habits fueled by consumerism, is an ever-growing chasm between you and your security. This anxiety respects no borders. As we unearth these harsh truths, I want to know from you, where are you watching from? Write in the comments your city or country because, believe me, financial anxiety surrounds us globally. It is a silent killer, lurking in the shadows of your town, your neighborhood, something that bonds us all in this struggle for dignity. When you ignore this truth, it doesn't vanish, it festers. The guilt and shame pile up like heavy stones, building a wall of silence that isolates you further. You tell yourself to just weather the storm, that things will eventually improve, but the storm has only just begun. It is a catastrophic cycle, where denial clouds judgment and complacency cocoons you in a warm, yet dangerous embrace. This is a moment of reckoning, dear viewer. As uncomfortable as it is, you must confront the underpinning of your financial behaviors. Are you living an illusion, lavishly spending in a bid to impress? Are you making poorer decisions in the face of a growing storm? The stakes couldn't be higher, and as the days pass, you're merely treading water. The majority of people are simply existing rather than thriving, not paying attention to the ticking clock that reminds us that time is money. Life begins to pass you by, plans for the future erode, and what remains is not just a financial burden, but a substantial weight on your mental well-being. Now take a moment to reflect. When was the last time you faced your finances head-on? When did you bravely assess the dangers lurking beneath your choices? It's not easy to confront these demons, but ignoring them only makes things worse. You have the power to change your trajectory. You mustn't flee from reality, but instead face it with determination and grit. The truth is, those who refuse to take responsibility for their financial decisions will continue to fall further into the abyss. But once you accept the hard facts, that you're living at the mercy of a fragile financial system, you'll find that the first step to your liberation is acknowledging that this challenge is yours, and yours alone. The moment you stop waiting for someone to whisk you away from this nightmare will be the moment you start to reclaim your autonomy. Step back and reflect on what freedom truly means to you. Is it the latest model of an extravagant vehicle, costing more than half a year's salary? Or is it the peace of mind that comes with knowing you have savings, funds for emergencies, and the freedom to choose your path without the burden of debt? Let's face it, the days of thinking superficial displays equate to real success are a lie that has led so many down a treacherous road. The harsh reality must be confronted, and I promise you, dear friend, only then will you be able to seize the path that leads to a sanctuary of financial dignity. It's time to acknowledge the truth and take back control. The clock is ticking. Make it count. As we wade deeper into the turbulent waters of financial dread, your battle must now begin. The storm is relentless, but the good news, amidst this chaos lies a meticulously crafted escape route, a blueprint, if you will, one that promises not only survival but a reclamation of your dignity. We are going to outline non-negotiable pillars for your financial revival. Welcome to Block 4, the battle plan. This is your moment. It's time to put fear in its place and stand strong against the tide that threatens to pull you under. Here are the essential strategies to reclaim your path to financial freedom, to craft your life on a new foundation, to be the captain of your destiny instead of a passenger on the sinking ship of consumerism. Pillar 1, the Dignity Fund. First and foremost, we introduce the Maricon Dignity Fund. This isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a life raft in the stormy seas of debt. Begin by committing a portion of every paycheck. 10% is an excellent starting point. Open a dedicated savings account solely reserved for emergencies and opportunities that align with your new mindset. Micro hook. Say goodbye to living paycheck to paycheck. This is the first step toward true freedom. You might wonder, how can I afford to save when I can barely make ends meet? Trust me, it starts small but grows exponentially. Automate your savings so that as soon as your paycheck lands, a portion disappears into your dignity fund like a magic trick. It's out of sight and out of mind, giving you a cushion for the unexpected whacks life throws your way. This fund helps you break free from reliance on credit cards in crises. As you build this fund, you'll notice a profound psychological shift. Each dollar you save restores a flicker of dignity that feels long lost. Replacing feelings of helplessness with newfound confidence, you'll be trading anxiety for empowerment, embracing the notion that you are now prepared for life's unforeseen moments. Pillar 2, the No Debt Pact. Next, we arrive at the pivotal No Debt Pact. This is your solemn vow with yourself to sever ties with debt once and for all. It's not simply a noble goal, it's a non-negotiable ultimatum. Understand that debt is not a tool. It's an anchor that weighs you down. Here's where tough love comes into play. Cut the credit cards. Yes, you heard me right. If swipe is part of your vernacular, you need to rethink your financial strategy. I understand you might feel a shudder at this idea. But I need my credit card for emergencies, you protest. Trust me when I say, emergency spending on credit is a slippery slope. If cutting the cards feels too daunting, start with putting them away. Lock them in a drawer and don't even think about using them for a month. Each day without debt will strengthen your resolve. This agreement translates into tangible actions. Rethinking purchases, halting impulse buys, and leaning on your growing dignity fund instead. And here's a painful yet necessary directive. Review each subscription, every recurring payment, every luxury you're holding onto like a beloved teddy bear. Cancel what you don't absolutely need. It feels like ripping a Band-Aid off. It's painful, but necessary. Are those online streaming services or the gym membership doing more for your spirit or your wallet? The answer is vital. Pillar 3. The compound interest rule. Once those debts are dealt with, allow yourself to understand the power of what we'll call the compound interest rule. It's alarming how many individuals identify their wealth with spending rather than investing. But look, wealth doesn't only come from earning. It's exponentially multiplied through saving. Let's talk numbers because numbers tell the truth. Invest your dignity fund judiciously. Consider vehicles like low-cost index funds or high-yield savings. The secret that follows could save your retirement. Compound interest rewards you for patience. The sooner you start, the greater the benefits. Forget about the get-rich-quick schemes you've heard about on podcasts or social media. This is not a race, but a well-planned marathon. This does not mean you have to throw money at the next shiny vehicle that comes along. The key is consistency. Contribute to your investments regularly, no matter how small. Over time, you'll witness your money working for you. A reality you never thought possible. Pillar 4. Lifestyle reset. Finally, let's tackle the lifestyle reset. Understanding that this journey isn't just about saving money, it's about redefining what brings you joy. You're not deprived. You're empowered to choose quality experiences over material displays. Microhook. What if I told you that true happiness comes in the simplicity of living? Start by auditing your current lifestyle. Are the items you spend on generating genuine happiness, or are they mere distractions? Host potlucks instead of dining out. Embrace bartering, trade skills, or simply enjoy the beauty of nature walks with loved ones instead of expensive vacations. Tap into community resources. Libraries offer treasures of knowledge for free, and many cities have events that cost little to nothing. Challenge yourself to seek value in experiences rather than possessions. This not only takes pressure off your financial obligations, but also allows you to bond more deeply with those around you. You'll find that decreased spending doesn't equate to diminished quality of life. On the contrary, it can elevate your sense of self-worth. A final word. As we steer this ship through the rough waters, remember that each of these pillars forms the foundation of not only your financial future but your dignity. It might feel overwhelming, but change doesn't happen overnight. What it requires is commitment, an unyielding pledge to reclaim your narrative. By embracing the Dignity Fund, signing the No Debt Pact, understanding the compound interest rule, and conducting a lifestyle reset, your journey toward financial dignity begins now. So ask yourself, will you take the plunge, or will you remain a passenger on the sinking ship of consumerism? You have the power to navigate your path out of this storm. It all begins with you. As you stand on the brink of transformation, your newfound path to financial dignity may come with its fair share of challenges. This is Block 5, the mental pivot, where we arm you against the lurking shadows of temptation, envy, and societal pressure. Look, it's no secret. The world around you is ripe with distractions. You might feel a swell of pride every time you deposit money into your dignity fund. But inevitably, you will encounter hostility that can derail you. Your neighbors drive the latest cars, showcase extravagant vacations on social media, and flaunt their designer lifestyles. The envy will itch your skin, tempting you to join the fray, to abandon your quest, and revert back to old habits. That's what we'll address today. Consider this. Have you ever wondered what is truly behind the facade of those who seem to live effortlessly? What you see as freedom is often a mirage, concealed by mounds of debt and financial despair. And that's where most people get it wrong. They succumb to the pressures, enveloping themselves in a prison of appearances rather than grasping the liberty that comes with the choices you've made. The critical first step in your mental pivot is to shatter the illusion of the perfect life. Ask yourself, is their wealth genuine or is it financed by debt? You're not here to keep up with the Joneses. You're here to reclaim your dignity, to regain control of your bank account, and ultimately, your life. Now let's not sugarcoat it. Social pressure can feel like a relentless tide, a malicious undertow threatening to pull you back under. Perhaps you've experienced moments, the glances at family gatherings when Uncle Bob pulls out his latest gadget, or the subtle comments from friends about their latest escapades. It's a minefield out there. But here's the raw truth. Part of your journey will involve developing a thick skin. The voices around you will not define your worth, nor should they dictate your financial choices. When those feelings of resentment bubble up, remind yourself of the clarity you found, the freedom that comes from not being shackled by debt. You have made conscious decisions that will serve you well in the long run. The old adage rings true. When they go low, you go high. Stand firm in your resolve, your commitment to the long-term vision of your life. Whether it's the envy of neighbors or the pressure from friends, remember, you have the power to choose what influences your path. So take a deep breath, and as you do, visualize yourself standing strong in your commitment. Yes, it's okay to acknowledge that social pressure exists, but what if you could harness that energy to fuel your ambitions instead? When they flaunt their stuff, don't have the urge to reach for your credit card. Instead, let it reinforce your motivation to build a future where your dignity thrives instead of faltering in the face of envy. Micro hook. What if I told you that this very moment is the foundation for a peaceful tomorrow? Fast forward to 2026. Picture it. A serene world where you wake up every day free of financial worries, free of the anxiety that once clutched at your chest in the dead of night. You depict yourself at peace, perhaps sipping coffee from your kitchen, a reassuring quiet whispering promises of freedom. You look at your bank account and see growth. Your dignity fund is flourishing, much like the newfound assurance that floods your mind. Imagine hosting friends for a potluck. There's laughter, joy, and connection without the strings of monetary obligation looming over every interaction. You don't need to impress them with expensive gifts or grand gestures. You offer warmth, authenticity, and shared experiences that can't be bought. Your happiness stems from the energy present in your home, in those cherished moments of camaraderie. This doesn't come from possession. The chains of financial pressure no longer bind you. Instead, you stand firm, content in the path you've chosen. And perhaps you decide to travel, truly explore the world, not out of a need to keep up with others, but from a place of stability and purpose. You realize you can take road trips with family, explore hidden gems, and create memories without breaking the bank. The feeling is cathartic. The adventure feeds your soul, rather than drains your wallet. Here's what you must understand. Every dollar you save today chips away at the burdens that once anchored you. Fast forward to 2026 and you won't merely remember these moments, you will embody them. You'll reflect on how liberated you've become, how you've regained your true identity beyond the consumerist grasp of society. And that's the breakthrough we're aiming for. You will emerge as a living testament that financial dignity isn't just attainable. It's worth every sacrifice you make today. But, and this is very important, the shift to the serene life you envision is dependent on consistency. There will be temptations, yes. There will be days when the weight of envy feels like too much. Build a mental framework today, equipped with strategies that will see you through those trying moments. Create positive affirmations that remind you why you started this journey. I am in control of my finances. I am building a solid future, and I am worthy of a dignified life. Microhook. Remember, the moment you leap back into the abyss is when you must hold tight to the vision of a brighter future. It's crucial to surround yourself with people who uplift you, those who share your aspirations. Form a community that embraces financial dignity, just like you. Together, you can hold each other accountable, encourage progress, and share victories, however small they may be. If a friend invites you on an extravagant trip, gracefully decline but reinforce your commitment to the life you've chosen. Mutual support will transform every setback into a lesson and every triumph into a celebration. As we near the conclusion of this chapter, reflect on what lies ahead. The power is yours. To forge ahead in pursuit of a life characterized by financial freedom, delve deep into the recesses of your courage and strength, building the future envisioned. A future rich in experiences rather than possessions. A future filled with cherished moments. By 2026, gratefulness will flood your heart as you bask in the dawn of your new reality. You will be walking the streets unburdened, shoulders back, head high, and radiating the peace that comes from choice rather than obligation. Now, are you ready to step into that future? Are you prepared to mold your reality into one where financial dignity reigns free? The journey begins now. Trust in the process. Evolve through the discomfort, and stand steadfast in the knowledge that the brighter days of 2026 are swiftly approaching. You are not merely dreaming, you are destined to reclaim your life. As we come to the end of our deep dive, I want to take a moment to share some raw truth, a truth that cuts like a knife but is necessary for your awakening. The road ahead will not be easy. You cannot wave a magic wand and erase the consequences of your previous financial missteps. But it's time to decide. Will you choose to continue down this spiraling path, or will you embrace the teachings we've unwrapped today and arm yourself for the battles that lay ahead? The clock is ticking, my friends. By 2026, the middle class faces a reckoning, a collapse that will not be kind to those who refuse to confront their financial demons. It won't be pretty, and too many will find themselves grasping at straws, scrambling to make sense of their choices and the havoc they've wreaked upon their lives. But that's where most people get it wrong. They think that burying their heads in the sand, believing that everything will magically work out, will save them. The painful truth is that complacency will only lead to an inevitable downfall. So here's your ultimatum. You can continue to live with the chains of consumer debt, or you can seize your power and take charge of your financial future. You have the knowledge now, the tactics, the indomitable pillars of the Dignity Fund, the no-debt pact, the value of compound interest, and the essence of a lifestyle reset. Each piece of this wisdom forms the bedrock of resilience you desperately need. Micro hook. Will you be a statistic, or will you rise above? You are at a crossroad, dear viewer. You must ask yourself, what kind of life do you want to build? Is it one defined by the hollow pursuit of material possessions that will mean little in the grand tapestry of life? Or is it a life rich in dignity, one where you hold true power over your financial destiny? The choice isn't trivial. It's monumental. Life is too short to drift along, allowing anxiety and shame to dictate your existence. Each tick of the clock is a precious moment you cannot reclaim. The pain of regret is far worse than the discomfort of change. As challenging as your situation may feel, I assure you that remaining stagnant will only deepen your suffering. You must recognize that you are not alone in this struggle. Each day, countless others face the same demons, the same pressures, the same guilt. But by choosing to depart from the herd, by committing to your escape route, you take the first steps toward liberation. This isn't merely a shift in financial status, it's an elevation of your very being. You're reclaiming dignity against the tide of consumerism that threatens to swallow you whole. To those who have accompanied this journey thus far, I extend my respectful gratitude. Thank you for investing your precious time, your most valuable asset, into understanding the stakes of your financial future. Micro hook. You've held the mirror to your pain, and now it's time for transformation. No one can save you from the financial storm you're weathering except you. This battle requires steady resolve, unwavering commitment, and a willingness to confront discomfort head-on. You only find out who is swimming naked when the tide goes out. Warren Buffett once said, "This powerful metaphor serves as a harbinger of reality. The tide is receding, and the secrets of those living beyond their means are being laid bare. The clock is ticking, and it's time to ask yourself, are you swimming naked, or are you prepared to put in the work necessary to cover yourself with the pride that comes from financial dignity?" As you ponder this question, envision your life in 2026. Will you be among the many scrambling with despair, facing the wreckage of your choices? Or will you stand proud, equipped with knowledge, resilience, and clarity, having seized control over your destiny? Will you drop your head in humiliation, or rise to claim the life that belongs to you? It's time to take action, to step beyond the veil of comfort and confront the truth. Don't let another moment slip through your fingers. Take charge of your path today. Remember that the journey toward financial independence is not merely about wielding numbers but transforming your mindset. So listen closely. In this moment of truth, reflect on your choices. Choose dignity over despair. Choose knowledge over ignorance. Choose an empowered future over the shackles of consumerism. As this presentation draws to a close, I urge you to hold tightly onto the lessons we've uncovered together. The fate of your financial freedom lies in your hands, and I believe in your ability to reclaim it. Now step boldly into your future. Don't falter. Don't look back. Take with you the spirit of resilience, the wisdom of Buffett, and the resolve to confront the world. It's time to rewrite your narrative. Thank you for your courage, your attention, and your commitment to this journey. Your life is about to transform. Will you dare to make it happen?